Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for tonight's main event on the Down Beatdown. Reporting to you live from HDSN Studios. I am Cobra, joined once again by my mixed tag team partner, Madame Tuesday. Excuse me. Say hello.
Everyone.
Well, it has been a very, very interesting week. Past couple weeks in the world of wrestling. First off, I gotta get started. Danhausen. No other way to say it. Danhausen is just absolute. Yeah, you gotta love that Danhausen. He has made his chicken shit moment that was his Elimination Chamber debut, and he has turned it into chicken salad. Way to go, Danhausen. You have definitely ingratiated yourself as this lovable goofball that we always knew you were. Let's go. Love that Danhausen.
Let's go, man.
Like
he's doing really well. I'm happy to see where he is right now in terms of the WWE. He has embraced it. He's really embraced with being able to work with the gimmick, especially with the "You Are Cursed." Can't go wrong.
Well, I mean, the Danhausen gimmick has always been sound, Tuesday. It's literally, what if Conan O'Brien was a wrestler? That is Danhausen in a nutshell. Then
which is
of course
great.
you add the guy behind Danhausen, and his love of cheeseball classic horror, and that's Danhausen.
Yeah.
The other important thing going on with Danhausen is it's looking more and more likely that, hey, he is going to fight The Miz at WrestleMania. No ifs, no ands, no buts. Let's go.
Yes, because I've actually seen the clips with him being like, and I am excited to see what he can do. He's good.
So by the way, to our listeners, Tuesday apologizes for her connection issues. I think there's a storm down where you are.
Yeah, there are some issues. Weather changing. It's been windy. It's been kind of crazy.
Yeah, so that's why you could barely see her, and that is also why she cuts in and out sometimes. Again, not her fault. Not her fault. WWE is starting to get some momentum. It definitely looks like we're going to see Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre. It's going to be a battle of big meaty men smacking meat. So, to quote Big E.
To quote Booker T, no bread, no water, just me.
Pretty much. We're also going to see Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE title, which, by the way, I got to add this. How fitting that famous welfare fund inspector Ted DiBiase Jr. was found not guilty in his court case, and just in time for WrestleMania. The justice system in America, when Brett DiBiase found guilty, but Ted DiBiase Jr. found not guilty, despite his handling of welfare funds, just like his hero, famous welfare fund inspector Brett Favre. So how ironic, we might actually see Legacy at WrestleMania, for some weird reason. There is no justice. There is no justice.
No.
No.
There is none.
Unfortunately. Speaking of no justice, unfortunately, we've had some tragic news come down. We've lost a legendary Hall of Famer, probably the greatest to ever be, and that was Chuck Norris. You know, Chuck Norris passed away at 81. Did it in honor of Kobe. According to Barry McCockiner, did it in honor of Kobe. But yeah, Chuck Norris, obviously, not only a great martial artist, but had an impact on pro wrestling, especially during WrestleMania season. I think, was it WrestleMania or SummerSlam? Because Chuck Norris got involved with a match featuring JEFF JARRETT Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, that's, so it's not like we're not covering someone who does have importance to wrestling. That is Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck Norris. Yeah, have a. I mean, he had a profound acting career, and of course, being going into the professional wrestling scene as well.
Yeah,
he had quite an impact.
Martial artist, actor,
yeah.
TV pitchman for the Total Gym. Which by the way, I used the Total Gym yesterday when I was at Planet Fitness. In honor of Chuck Norris. So that thing is no joke. Like, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So, and also other tragic news. I guess Scott wanted another tag team to add to his roster because Dennis Condrey of the Midnight Express passed away last night as well. He was part of the legendary tag team with beautiful Bobby Eaton, and as his manager was James E. Cornette as well. The Midnight Express, a legendary tag team. They had great matchups and rivalries in Mid-South, Smoky Mountain, and of course WCW with Paul E. Dangerously actually leading them in to the company. So it wasn't like he didn't, Dennis Condrey didn't have an impact on wrestling, or at least on the modern era, I should say, because he was a part of Paul E. Dangerously in WCW. So it's, it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Dennis Condrey. I mean, I'm sorry I don't have a bandana, because if I did, I'd take it off and put it around my leg, because that's what he would do. Because back in the 80s, everyone wore bandanas. So, weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, let's see. What else? AEW. Let's talk about AEW, because they had, obviously, they had Edge returning. I'm sorry. I have to say it right. It's Cope returning to AEW. Yeah. Cope and Christian Cage returned to AEW. And also making her return to wrestling is Ronda Rousey. I think, I don't know if we talked about it last time we were on the podcast, but Ronda Rousey made her return to AEW, and very timely, considering that Toni Storm is out of commission.
Yeah, she's a year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it sucks, but sometimes you need a break, and hopefully Ronda Rousey can deliver on what she was going to do before Vince got involved with her WWE run. Hopefully she can realize her untapped potential that she does have. And I hope that she just has fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as far as I know, when it comes to AEW with some of the writing, it's not like by the book, by the book, by the book. Or like, you know, you're able to kind of have a little bit of freedoms, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I mean
Just a little bit.
AEW does have a in my opinion a more fun, I guess you could say, writing staff.
Yeah.
You know, they're not as regimented, but I also have to say they're not as off the rails like TNA, like the TNA Vince Russo era, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
That makes sense.
like I'm glad that JCW has kind of calmed down Vince Russo a little bit, kept him away from the writers' room.
Yeah, they kind of said, yeah, you need to go, you're barred, but you're
Yeah,
barred for a good reason.
yeah, you need to be an on-screen personality. You don't need to worry about writing. We've got it.
Yep.
So it's not like yeah, it's not like yeah. Yeah, like I said, it's not like, it was, back then when people didn't know how to handle Vince Russo. Like now everyone knows what Vince Russo is all about and can
Yeah.
basically go you as the slime ball scumbag that you are and basically make you the despicable heel face of the company.
Yep.
Um um Getting back to WWE news, it is looking more and more likely that we are actually going to have another Haas fight, and possibly this might be the greatest Haas fight ever. And that is our boy Oba Femi taking on famous women respecter Brock Lesnar. Yeah. And
Oh
that's
my
what is.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's like this.
He
I
should be
don't
facing
want,
Braun Breaker.
yeah,
No,
Oba
like,
Femi versus Braun Breaker, but I'm just,
yeah, look, I think all of us are 110%, both of us here are 110% done with Brock Lesnar. All right.
well, yeah, 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 yeah. But knowing Triple H, he's going to essentially shove Brock Lesnar in our faces, and it's like
Yeah.
this. Those,
Just like how Pumpkin Spice Palpatine shoved his little mushroom into a alleged girl.
yep.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm not going to be surprised. Like, I'm not surprised Triple H is doing with Brock Lesnar. Um, it's like this. There are people that still support Brock Lesnar, but those are the ones that I watch. You're like, you are red. Like, I'm sorry, just red flag. I
Yeah.
get it if you looked him pre
Yeah.
of the trial. I get it, but at the end of the day, it's like this is part for yourself from like
It's
the
it's similar to how we as fans feel about Chris Benoit.
yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it. It's
Mhm.
how we feel about Chris Benoit. We can,
Mhm.
even though you can separate the art from the artist, it's at the same time, it still happened. It's still bad. It's still a
Yes.
bad look.
Yes.
Um, and there is, a Hall of Fame. Apparently, there is some controversy in there, and I'm not talking about the newest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame, and I'll get to him in a minute. But this has to do with demolition. So,
Oh boy.
according to the son of Brian, according to the son of Brian Adams, aka Crush, apparently the WWE Hall of Fame are only going to induct Axe and Smash into WWE Hall of Fame and not include Crush and Mr. Fuji into that collective.
Why? What the?
I do not know. I do not understand, especially considering Undertaker was very, very close friends with Brian Adams, aka Crush. He was part of BSK. So why, if Undertaker is in charge of picking Hall of Famers, why did he do this?
I don't think it's an Undertaker issue. I think it's the ones above issue.
You think so?
I think so, because if Undertaker was that really good close friends with them,
Yeah.
inside and outside the ring,
Yeah.
that tells me that, like, and there's no current issues between the both of them.
Unless, and I don't know if this is true or not, unless when Brian Adams came back to the company with Brian Clark as a part of Chronic, if you remember that tag team, they had a shitter of a match. It was an absolute stinker. Like, I don't know if the relationship between Undertaker and Brian Adams soured like that. I do not know. But even so, I can't explain that. Like I said, his son has said that that Crush was not included in Demolition, and I think that's a shame.
That is a shame.
Mr. Fuji also not being a part of Demolition also is a shame, considering Mr. Fuji is as iconic with Demolition as Axe and Smash. So
yeah,
I do not get it.
Yeah, something tells me this is something from higher up. It has to be.
Has to be. And speaking of WCW, I know I mentioned Chronic. They announced a member of the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame. And this, he was mainly a part of WCW when he wrestled. And that is NBA champion and all-star, The Worm, Dennis Rodman, in the WWE Hall of Fame. Not gonna lie, definitely a deserved entry.
Okay.
Like, because Dennis Rodman does have a lot of contributions to wrestling. A few matches under his belt as part of the NWO. I mean, he had a couple matches against Hall of Famers, including a legendary tag team match with him and famous racist Hulk Hogan, with DDP and famous child respecter Karl Malone.
Of course.
That was iconic. Even though it was kind of dull. And of course he was one of the last matches in WCW with Randy Savage. So yeah, he did leave his mark on pro wrestling. So can't say he didn't.
Right. Right. So I think if that is the case, and if doing the amount of work and actually putting in, I say he earned his flowers.
Yeah, I have no issue with Dennis Rodman going into the WWE Hall of Fame. Like like WWE has done worse, in the Hall of Fame. I mean, no other way to say it. Like
Yeah.
kid hepatitis,
Mm-hmm.
they had that kid hepatitis. They have Sunny still in the Hall of Fame despite her being a famous responsible driver. Um, you know, Ultimate
Yeah.
Warrior, also famous racist. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Exactly.
so um,
And then, of
but
course, a person that they will not allow in the Hall of Fame, who I think she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame of her own.
China,
But, yeah, yeah. But of
I
course,
don't,
H isn't going to let it happen.
oh, of course not. Even though he alleges, oh, it's because of her porn career, and I'm like,
Who
you have
cares?
Tori Wilson, who was on Playboy. You have Trish Stratus, who was in Playboy. You had a couple other
Yeah.
wrestlers, and you had Sunny, who was in porn. So I
Yeah.
dispute that 100%. The only reason why
Exactly.
Triple H doesn't want to put China into WWE Hall of Fame is because hey, it was his ex boo, and he
That's
fucked her over.
yeah. Yep. Yep. Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Because, doesn't want to make Stephanie mad.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. Even though she, every time
That was
she
like what?
asks,
How many years ago?
yeah, it was definitely over 20 plus years. Even look, look. All I gotta say is this, Hunter. If you ever piss Stephanie off, all you gotta do is do what she loves best in the bedroom. Starts with an A, ends with an L. It's only 4 letters. And by the way, she's on record on saying that's what she likes. Sorry, too loud.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm too loud.
That's funny. Sorry. That's actually pretty funny. That's funny. Ow.
Yeah. But anywho.
Yeah.
So we talked about WWE, talked about the Hall of Fame, we talked about AEW. TNA is definitely been on the up and up.
Yeah.
Let's look ahead. Based on the card, how do you think WrestleMania is going to do? In a letter grade from like A B, S being the king of it all, to E being the dullest dishwater.
Given the current state going on with,
What's
I'm
up?
gonna give it a C.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. I think it's going to be a mid-tier type of WrestleMania. Like it's going to be not necessarily bad, but not necessarily good, just because of how 2026 has felt. Which,
Yeah.
however, which I will say this: whenever a WrestleMania starts like that, whenever we get the top 2 PLEs on the road to WrestleMania, when they are mid tier and WrestleMania is there, 2026 ends up snowballing and actually turns out to be a great year for wrestling. And the biggest case in point is WrestleMania 13.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
But
fact.
all right. So before we go, I would like to give a special shout out to our affiliate Tuesday.
Yeah.
Let me pull them up. Our special affiliate is our friends over at Smackin' Sunflower Seeds. Baseball season is upon us. Ignore that. Baseball season's upon us, and of course, you gotta see they have new flavors just in time for Little League, or if you're playing travel ball, Mexican street corn, birthday cake, and Nashville hot are the new flavors available on Smackin', the #1 viral sunflower seed in right now. As you can also see, they still have cheeseburger. Let's see. Let's build our own, shall we? Let's see what flavors they have. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yep. As you can see, the variety pack is out with, they give you 2 free cheeseburger flavors. You get backyard barbecue. You get cheddar jalapeno. They give you Mexican street corn. They give you dill pickle. Oh, that's garlic parmesan.
Yum.
Excuse me. Sour cream and onion, ranch, the OG original, cinnamon churro, maple brown sugar, cracked pepper, lemon pepper. Like, they got all, they got all these flavors right here. And of course, if you use our affiliate link in the bio, wherever you get your podcasts, show this channel some love. Try Smackin' right now and see why it is the #1 viral sunflower seed out right now. Why it's kicking the crap out of Biggs, David's, and all the other sunflower seeds on the market right now. Check them out. Smackin'.
Oh yeah.
All right. Like I said, that is it for the Down Beatdown. Thank you. Thanks to our affiliate Smackin' today. And of course, check out other affiliates. Check us. As I said, I am Cobra, and I was joined by Madame Tuesday. Ring the bell. Ding.
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 See you next time, guys.